There's more adventures to be had in these many adventure islands, like fighting monsters, and I don't know, I get a little exhausted with the little fights you have to have. You don't really get any experience, it's just to maybe farm for coins or get magic or whatever. And we're going to be lowering this far gate, and it's important, because once you get rid of all these, I guess, shells. I don't really know what they're supposed. I assume they're supposed to be shells. Any oceanographers out there, you let me know, because I have no knowledge of ocean anatomy. But you take this little route up here and get a fairly important item in this game, and I'll let this big slab explain exactly what it is. And magic wands are new to this franchise. I call it a franchise even though it's, you know, it's just the thing where the guy runs, he eats the food, and then he throws axes. It doesn't really make a difference. But the magic wand is important. It teaches you certain spells, and you get more bottles, and there you go. Hooray. You get all sorts of fancy skills. And what do we have here? The sun ring. See, we didn't want to go straight to Boa Boa, because there was more important shit to get done. And none of this monster fighting is necessary at all. It never really is, but it's cool enough for me. I don't care. It's not necessary, but it's there to prolong your gameplay experience. That's fine. It's one of those little things that games do to keep you playing for longer. I guess I can't really complain. It's the Super Nintendo, and they want you to have more of an experience. They don't just want you to go on the map and roll around and get to your little volcano territory or whatever. But I'm glad we're here. I like the music in Boa Boa. It's really good. This one and Hiya Hiya probably have my favorite tracks in the game. And we're gonna cause some volcanoes to erupt, and I'll bet there's a funny joke like there was with the ice giant. That was a good joke. I like that one. It's pretty clever. Whatever. But Boa Boa is fucking a great place to be, man. It's a fun island. It's tricky, but I like it. It's where things get a little harder. And this is cool. You want to equip the silver sword instead of the fire sword. You don't have to, but the silver sword does a lot more damage to the enemies around here than the fire sword, which is clever. Like, that's a nice touch. You don't have to do that, and I appreciate that they did. Like those dragons, they take 2 swords to the chest with the fire sword, but with the silver sword, it's just the 1. So you're sitting pretty. And these up and down platforms aren't too bad. I fucking was clumsy on that mole with the sunglasses. If you see those little, like, rocky little platforms that I walked on, you just keep an eye out for those. And this, you want to run and jump and get to that thing so you know exactly what's going on. And I'll explain why you had to run and jump in a second, but you'll notice that this is a dead end without the run and jump. So what do you think's gonna happen? Happened in the last video. If you were paying attention, there's a hidden thing in the floor and you fell. And now run really fast, hold down the run button and then the right button, and you should run. I think that's how it works, but I'm gonna kind of slow down to show you that there's a big rock chasing us, and you want to jump across these platforms to get up top. You can go down to the bottom, but I don't think it gets you where you need to go. I think it might actually just start you back at the beginning of the stage, and honestly, this is me going relatively quick, but it's already about 20 minutes, so I figured I might as well not waste your time showcasing that. And these turtles take quite a few hits regardless, and we got that hint about the ice sword, but we haven't hit any switches yet, so we're gonna take a breather until we get there. So no worries, we can go left or right. I'm gonna go against my gaming philosophies and take the left. Kill this dragon. And the reason we went here is to get the ice armor. We're gonna equip this, and I'm actually gonna take a less than convenient approach. jump across the lava to run over here, because if you just take that platform all the way over to the left, it's going to take you and you're going to have to restart the area, and I didn't want to waste the time to do it, so I was willing to, you know, take some damage instead. It's more convenient for me. And honestly, I think saving you the time... I don't really like having to reset everything once you collect something. Like, I don't think that's very... I can handle fighting the monsters, you're at least doing something, but... And how the fuck would you figure this out unless you're paying close attention? And that's important, too. Like, you have to do those switches. Like, if that was a hidden item or something, maybe, but... Shit! Okay, sorry. Anyways. Pushing these things is very important, so keep an eye out for them. I'll try and only find there are doorways to press those purplish, pinkish switches, and it's very important to get all of them, but I think I found all of them anyway. But I'm gonna turn the stones back on for a little bit. I've got something I gotta do before I fix myself up to go to the next island. And it's... I don't know. Like I was saying earlier, like, I don't mind fighting the monsters on the map, but I think that there are a handful of sections in this area or in this island where they reset you, they send you back, and it's really pretty unnecessary. It's just something that I don't particularly enjoy. And that kind of extension of the gameplay doesn't really ring very fun to me. But that's why we wanted to turn those on, to get a magic bottle. And for every magic bottle you get up to a certain number, you can perform a new magic spell. You do that by going into the menu and changing the magic spells. I'll showcase that in a little bit, but for right now, it's more important to run into some of these flying squirrels and collect the ice shield. The shields, as far as I can tell, all they really do is just deflect projectiles. I don't think that they do anything else, which is kind of a shame. As far as I can tell, they don't do any difference in terms of preventing damage or anything like that, which is kind of a bummer, but, you know, I can handle it. I'll live with it. I'm just using my silver swords, my armors. It's fun. This is a good game. Lots of fun stuff to do, being clumsy and not just killing enemies. That's what I do all the time. I should probably actually use my magic if I'm going to keep collecting these magic bottles, but whatever. Now we're actually going to turn this back off, and we have something else to do, and it has nothing to do with Boa Boa, but we'll stick around here for a little bit. There's still some other stuff we can do before leaving. I want to make sure to get all these switches pressed before I... Jeez, that was close. That was almost Lavasville. If I didn't know that thing was down there, I would have been in the biggest trouble you've ever seen, my friend. Unless you've... I mean, like, I don't know what kind of troubles you've seen. I don't know your sorrows. But... whatever, I don't care. Just take care of yourself, alright? I'm worried about you. And this door has none of the switches, so I'm just gonna kill the monsters in here. Maybe the one on the left, I don't know, maybe that's got some switch. Yes, it does, but I already went in there. I'm clumsy, I've forgotten things, I don't know what to tell you. I'm a silly, silly man. And more of those arrow blocks, well, again, just, if you see something and you can't do anything with it, it's because this game is encouraging you to come back and do more stuff. Fucking just use your thinker for once, for Christ's sakes. I don't have to give you the way around all of this, do I? Like, you should see this and get an idea of, like, oh, well, maybe that's what this is for. Maybe it is, I don't know. Just think about it for a sec. You dummy? Jesus. I'm trying to help you, and you're just... Sometimes it's just kind of tough, alright? I'm sorry. Okay. I think this might be the last of those switches. We're pushing these for a reason. We're not just doing this willy-nilly. I think that's all of them. And killing dragons. Okay, now that big hole in the floor that was over there. Okay, there's the boss gate. Let's go over there. No, we can't get up there. It's just to prove to you that there is a boss gate. I'm going to use this feather here. That's the magic. Make sure to change your magic, by the way, because it returns you to the start of the stage. So if you're trying to, like, test the magic, like, halfway through a stage, it really sucks. You should probably figure out what magic does before that. But I did that on purpose, I swear. We're going from Boa Boa. We're gonna take a little detour. Because you remember what that slab said. About catching... Never mind, forget what the fucking slab said. We have to fight some more monsters. That's okay. If this thing worked on like an experience system or something, these might be a little more necessary. But as for now, I mean, really, I'm not kidding when I say there's very little point in collecting coins. I'm promising you that. The coins do very little. But we're going back to Poka Poka. We have a little more to do. Just a tad. So I won't keep you here too long. But I can pretty much blitz through this level right now. The silver sword helps a bit. I want to kill the enemies. I may as well kill them, collect very few coins. There's no reason to, like I said, but fucking whatever. It's fun for me to just blitz through and kill a bunch of enemies. And I'm taking the quickest path I can to get where I need to be. Kill this pig. Why not? Head down here. No matter what Master Higgins is equipped with, he still looks like a total goober when he's getting sucked through a whirlpool. And take this vine up. Avoid that fish. We're still not there yet. We'll get there soon, though. Take these bouncy platforms up. And realistically, no, this is not a necessity. You don't have to do all this. You don't have to go back to Poka Poka to collect this item. But I find it to be a very good idea. And again, I don't know how much I preface this, but I am going to collect all of the treasure chests. I'm going to get all of the items, and that's obviously going to be part of it. If I miss an item, it'll be kind of a pain in the ass. So this is probably the easiest way to just focus on getting the ice sword now. I don't know exactly what it was doing here. Maybe somebody put it here, they forgot it was there. I don't know. It was very clumsy of them. They should have been more careful. And before we leave, gonna push this rock and see what we got down here. Some coins! Awesome. Now, though, we've got our magic, and we're gonna switch it back to feather so we don't have to go all the way back. Just zooms us back to the start of the stage. It's nice, and I appreciate that they introduced the magic right when you're probably most likely going to be doing a little backtracking. I appreciate that. It makes things a lot easier, makes things a little less tedious. And of course, speaking of tedious, here's the monster fights. The ice sword seems to do just fine, though. Better than the silver sword. Depending on where you are, it's better than the fire sword, of course. I like the elemental thing gets dropped relatively quickly, but otherwise it's still a perfectly fine sword. And thank God, we're back on Boa Boa. We don't have to worry about fighting more monsters, except on the island. And that actually feels like progress to me. But now I'm just kind of ready to run around. And see, now that we have the ice sword, those dragons doesn't feel all that different, because we're killing them just regular with the silver sword. I don't know if the designers, maybe they didn't intend for you to actually use the silver sword, but that's okay. Regardless, it's still good, especially against the boss, and I was going to get everything anyway, so whatever. We're all good. And see, it kills the moles in one shot, so clearly it's something, right? And I always feel kind of weird mixing and matching, like, Master Higgins. I'm glad that I have all the ice stuff, because I feel weird having, like, the fire sword, the ice shield, and the ice armor. That doesn't look right to me. I need Master Higgins to be completely symmetrical. Something, I don't know. I like him, like, god damn it. That lava takes a lot of health. But, as you might have seen, our magic spells, the one that we unlocked after getting the second magic bottle was Recovery, which recovers a little bit of health for you. It becomes a little useless later in the game when you have a lot of health and enemies take a lot more damage from you, or they do a lot more damage to you. And it's okay, it's whatever. It's a flying fuck. This game came out like 30 years ago. There's Recovery, big whoop. It heals some health, it helps now. Okay, just keep going, keep going. And those guys still take 2 hits, because they're heavily armored, sons of bitches. I really don't like them. The dragons are cool, Spitfire, they're pretty simple stuff. Don't worry about them. And this hole was covered up if you did not hit those switches. It had like some little bars in front. But since we've uncovered it, now we can go down here, and these moving vines will take us right into that piece of shit mole. Also to the final boss of this area. That implies that there are other bosses in this area, but there are not. It's just these dorky-looking skeleton faces. I feel like there are a lot of lava areas with skeletons in them in video games, but maybe I'm literally only thinking of this game. I don't know. Maybe Japan likes skulls. That seems more than likely. I'm probably just thinking of Mega Man again, which, let's be fucking honest, happens a lot. But I'd like you to try and take a guess as to what the boss of this area will be. I'm not going to spoil it, but I want you to take a stab in the dark. And you were wrong, because it is actually a turtle. Of course it's a turtle. Why wouldn't it be a turtle? It's a fucking turtle. And the turtle here spits out little baby turtles, and you'll see they do quite a bit of damage. And after you hit him a certain number of times, he gets mad, spits out 3 baby turtles. You can either jump over them or hit them, as I did. Not in that order. But then he starts spinning around, and oh, it hits and hurts you. It doesn't do as much as the baby turtle barrage does. But then he spins up in the air and does a bunch of baby turtle abortions and drops them all on you. And I don't know. I don't know if the little things are like the orangish things around his shell are supposed to be like jet fire or something, but whatever. Don't touch them. They're bad news bears. And he flies around, and then he finally comes back down. And this fight, gotta say, really not a big fan of it. It's not hard. It's really not hard. I'm not having too tough of a time with it. 5 hits, and then he starts doing the little barrage again. Jump over, jump over. Really, it's honestly just easier to just hit them, but whatever. And this, just duck underneath it and you're fine. It's not going to hit you. I just wanted to show you how to do it, and how to get hit by it. I thought that was also very important. I know my viewers sometimes struggle with complex concepts like how to get hit by an enemy in a video game, so I like to showcase how you really do it. And this fight, though, this section, you really just have to walk around, walk underneath him, that's how I do it, and hit the turtles if they start coming at you. It's fucking tedious, I don't enjoy doing it, and it feels like you're not fighting this boss at your own pace, you're fighting it at the game's pace. I don't particularly enjoy that. It's very, very boring to me. And starts hiding in his fucking thing. That was, I don't know why I jumped so early, that was really dumb. But I have enough health, I'm not really all that concerned, and just duck underneath, whatever. I guess he's moving faster. It's not like the game's making this boss any fucking harder. He's really not at all. He's a very boring, simple boss. I really like the Mammoth a lot more. Otherwise, I guess this is alright. This is just kind of whatever. And see, I don't even know... I guess it's the random number generator, but as you've seen, he's only like he only tossed 3 turtles in that go-around. And this, by the way, really bugs me. He comes back down, we've done that stupid thing, and hit him once, and then he dies. Like, was that extra hit really necessary? It's the same pattern every single time. I don't understand why they bother doing that. Like, this is a great game, but this boss fight, I think, is really a big misfire on the part of the creators. And I've got my eye on you guys. You better not mess up again, Hudson Soft, if you're even still around doing anything. I don't fucking know what they're doing. Maybe they're making a reboot to Milon's Secret Castle. Whatever, though. We've conquered Boa Boa Island. We've met Tina yet again. We've collected some magic. I'm gonna move to the center of the map. And I wish you guys a fantastic day.